These were four girlfriends. One of these was named Adele. On a regular Monday, these four friends enter their classroom at school and see that the room is empty.
Seeing this, the friends decided to go down the garden, but as Adele heads toward the of the classroom to get her cut, she sees an abandoned notebook on the floor.
She opens the cover to see who this notebook belongs to, but there was no name on it. Then she starts reading the notebook.
She realized it is actually a journal. In the opening chapter is a long text about how important the oceans are for Earth and life. From this text, she learns that oceans absorb excessive heat from the Earth. This attracts her attention. She thinks to herself, what would happen if oceans didn't absorb the heat? She then stops thinking and keeps on reading.
She wonders is explained in the next part. If the oceans did not absorb hot, the earth would warm much faster, which would pose a great death all living things. Weather events would be much more severe and impactful, such as devastating drought and sudden and excessive rainfall.
If the oceans did not absorb excess heat, many living things would not be able to withstand the excessive heat and would die. If the oceans did not retain heat, the latter ecosystem would deteriorate faster and a large portion of the marine life would die. As a result of warming adjusting to a certain balance, the atmospheric structure would change.
Adele was very surprised when she read this because she didn't know that ocean had such function. Adele who already loved the ocean before becomes more interested and grateful for the oceans.
Adele flipped the diary to the middle, her fingers brushing against the worn paper. A bold title caught her eye, The Hidden Engine Beneath the Waves. She leaned closer, curiosity sparking in her chest. The diary described vast underwater currents, invisible rivers that carried warm water from the tropics to the icy poles, and cold water back again. Adele imagined them swirling beneath the surface, powerful and endless, like the heartbeat of the planet. The diary described vast underwater currents, invisible rivers that carried warm water from the tropics.
She read that these currents were not just water moving, they were guardians of balance. They shaped the weather, softened storms, and made lands fertile. Without them, the Earth's climate would spin out of control. Adele pictured farmers depending on rains, forests breathing steadily, and cities shielded from chaos, all thanks to these hidden flows.
But the diary's tone grew darker. It warned that warming oceans and melting ice were weakening their circulation. Adele's eyes widened as she read. If the current slowed too much, heat would pile up in some places and vanish in others. Storms would rage harder, droughts would last longer, and ecosystems would collapse.
She closed her eyes for a moment, seeing the ocean as giant veins and arteries of the earth, pumping life across the globe. The thought of them faltering made her shiver. The ocean wasn't just beautiful, it was alive, working tirelessly to protect everything she knew.
Ada turned to the last pages of the diary. At the top, she saw the title, The Silent Guardians. As she read, she learned about tiny ocean organisms that absorb carbon dioxide and help keep Earth's air clean. She was surprised to discover that these organisms play a huge role in protecting the atmosphere just like trees do. But the diary also warned that these creatures were now in danger because of pollution, plastic waste, and warming oceans. If they disappeared, the amount of carbon dioxide will rise, the planet would heat up faster, and life on Earth would become much harder.
Ada closed the diary and took a deep breath. She felt responsible. Before she loved the ocean just because it was beautiful, but now she understood how much it protected the world.